What are you doing?
Oh, sorry.
We're going to talk about mechanics. Can you do that one?
Oh, it's clicked.
So guys, in this little video we're going to do a series on common problems that you might have as a result of environment changes, situations that you put yourself in. So we've got Rachel from Injury Active here with us today. And what we're going to talk about specifically is the back. Okay, so first of all I'm going to cover a couple of things that we might see from a gym related scenario, and then Rachel and myself are going to have a little chat about what you might see or might be a factor on back issues from a working environment or general environment that you're in. So typically when we're in the gym, the biggest cause that we see from people getting injury is a falter in mechanics. Okay? So when we're looking at something from a workout point of view, we go through three sort of main aspects. It's mechanics, consistency, then intensity. And if you change that order, then you're usually going to put yourself under more pressure as a result of injury. The biggest thing that we see is change of your position of your pelvis, so this sort of humping thing that you get going on, specifically when you're squatting. So we're going to be going through testing at the moment in the following week. Depends when this video goes out. When we're going through our bracing sequence, we see people do this and get some sort of stripper butt thing going on. So we put a load of shear pressure onto our lumbar, which we do not want. We want to make sure we load up that hip joint. So when we're looking back at particular movements, always think mechanics first. We're going to cover more of this and what you need to be doing in our next video. But the main thing you want to think about is quality of movement that you're going through from our mechanics. Where can we see issues in a day-to-day environment outside of the gym?
So I think a common thing for most people in this day and age is that we're all confined to a desk at some stage. So you tend to see a lot of people adopting this slouching position, beautifully demonstrated by Phil, looking like the hunchback in Notre Dame there. But yeah, typically a lot of people have quite a rounded thoracic spine, which gives you this upper section of the back, just here. People tend to get a lot of what we call kyphosis, so this is where you're curling over. Typically as well, a lot of people get lower back pain from basically putting too much pressure on the lower back from adopting a really poor seated position. Coming away from desk jobs as well though, people who have quite labour intensive jobs, not using their body correctly to lift things up.
So that's kind of linking it back to normal gym stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So again, like not keeping that neutral spine, which you obviously hear these guys talk about quite a lot. Not using their glutes. The amount of glute exercises I have to give to people is phenomenal because they just don't use their hips.
So why, we're going to go into a little bit more depth on this one just because I find this interesting. Why do people's glutes not work?
They're not using them. They're very much relying on their back extensors to lift something up. So instead of getting into that squat position, keeping the item close to their body and standing up, they're bending at the hip and relying on.
So this is where people are becoming lazy and they're just going.
Definitely, and then relying on the back extensors primarily to lift the object instead of using big powerhouse glutes and your quads, etc.
Okay, cool. So that gives us a brief rundown, guys. So if you've experienced or you find yourself in this situation, so whether you're at the gym working out and you sort of feel a little bit of back pain, always look back to your mechanics that you're kind of looking at. Equally, if you're from a working environment in general, think, what am I afraid of? So the environment you put yourself in. If you spend most of your day sitting down at a desk or in a car or moving bits and pieces around, like in a factory or in a warehouse or whatever, or labouring, then you're putting yourself at risk. Okay, so have a look at your day-to-day environment, see if any of this kind of falls into the category, and then in our next video what we're going to do is a little bit on things that you can do to ensure that you're giving yourself the best setup. Yeah?
For sure.
Any comments? Whack them below. If you like it, give it a whoo or a ha-ha. Actually don't do a hoo-hoo. I'm not too sure what that would be. Yeah, and share it. Until our next video,
Cheers.
wave. Cool.